when we got into the dressing room at half-time, we weren't amazed by it. It was like an ordinary match to us, though we were playing in the league. It wasn't, oh, we shouldn't be two goals up.
You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. It's there! Try and try and try. You succeed at last.
Livid at the cup exit, Leeds raced to a 7-point lead by the end of February. But Arsenal was still hovering, with 2 games in hand. 5,000 Colchester fans saw their dreams shattered at Everton.
Howard Kendall. Husband. To ball. Oh, Kendall. 2. Boyle. It's 3. Is this going to be 4? Yes. Has been very difficult to shake off the ball, and what a save! Ball has scored number 5.
Everton would face a stiffer test in the all-Merseyside semi-final, as Liverpool and Everton made the trip to Old Trafford, Manchester.
Colin Harvey to take the throw. He's looking for Joe Royal. There's Royal. Morrissey. Whittle! Ball! Highway. Evans! Yes! Evans. Oh, what a good reverse ball. Hall!
Despair for Alan Ball and Everton, but delight for the travelling Kop. And a cup final for Shankly's emerging youngsters. The second semi-final between Arsenal and Stoke went to a replay, with Arsenal unrecognisable from the team beaten earlier in the season.
It's a good header, it's there, Graham! Armstrong. Radford. Yes, Kennedy!
With a cup final appearance in the bag, Arsenal put together a string of single-goal victories in the league, boosted by the return of Charlie George.
I wish I could play like Charlie George.
Injured early in the season, Charlie was a decisive force on his return.
George. He's done it!
But Arsenal still needed Leeds to crack, an unlikely prospect as they face lowly West Brom at Ellen Road.
Bad run from Jack Charlton. Astell to Suggett. Brown going like a train in the middle. This is Brown. And a goal. Tony Brown. Hunter. Pass intercepted, but Suggett is offside. The referee waving him on. Brown is going straight through, taking on Sprake. And the goal by Astell, and Leeds will go mad. And they've must have every justification for going mad, although one must add that they played to the linesman and not to the whistle. But you can understand the feelings of these Leeds players. Don Revie on the pitch, the linesman going to talk to the referee. John Revie, a sickened man. Look at him looking up to the heavens in disgust. So many fans on the field being taken off and more police on than players. But when all is said and done, the goal is going to stand. And that is going to be a decision or a non-decision which will be talked about for years.
When everybody started running about him, I mean, I turned to the gaffer once and I says to him, you know, this fella's going to have a heart attack on us here, you know, if we don't watch it, because there was so many people hustling and bustling on at a time. And there's a lot of people who never forgiven the chap for it. I thought it was a mistake, and he made his mistake, and you've just got to live with it.
Leeds, so long the media outcasts, were crucified by the press, who accused the players of inciting the riot. The FA later ordered Elland Road closed for the first 6 games of the following season. It was just the break Arsenal needed. Top since August, Leeds had lost the initiative at the worst possible moment. And with 1 game to go, Arsenal went to Tottenham, where victory would clinch the championship.
I've never seen so many crowds before a league match in my life, and I played for 19 years. And there was possibly 40 to 50,000 people locked outside that ground that night. And I remember my wife being just very near the Tottenham ground, and we were in the bus and I seen her, and it was heaving the crowd on the side, and I grabbed her on the bus, and we get into the ground.
The thousands outside the stadium joined the celebrations as Ray Kennedy headed the winner 10 minutes from time. Arsenal were now 1 game away from the double. Their 50-year-old manager, Bertie Mee, was the inspiration behind Arsenal Football Club.
When no one else can understand me.
But while Bertie was the public face of Arsenal, first team coach Don Howe was the technical wizard.
You give me hope and consolation.
Over, John.
You give me strength
Good ball.
to carry on.
Mee had never kicked a ball in anger in his life and was surprisingly promoted from club physio to manager 4 years earlier.
Why did they invite you?
Well, that's rather an embarrassing question to ask. Presumably they liked the shape of my nose, or they'd heard something of my reputation.
We've talked about last week's game, and, you know, that's history as far as we're concerned.
Mee had a reputation as a straight talker, and the players appreciated his honesty. They also appreciated that in Don Howe they had one of English football's shrewdest coaches.
Bertie Mee was a great organiser, very disciplined guy, wasn't great in tactics or in coaching, but he knew that Don was, and he allowed Don to get on with that, and he did all the organisation, kept the discipline extremely tight in our club. And no matter how hard Don trained us, and he trained us extremely hard, as soon as Bertie walked on the scene, we even stepped up the tempo again. It was a very disciplined, tightly run ship, and it was a lot of it was down to both of them for different reasons.
And so they march onto the pitch for the 90th FA Cup final, and listen to the reception they get. Arsenal on the left, Liverpool on the right, Bertie Mee leading Arsenal. Bill Shankly leads Liverpool. Behind them the 2 captains, Frank McClintock of Arsenal, Tommy Smith of Liverpool, first and second in the Football Writers Player of the Year award.
With temperatures soaring into the 90s, the final was an exhausting experience.
Armstrong. 6 minutes left. Kennedy, Graham, and Hughes has gone down, writhing in agony, obviously with cramp, I would think.
0-0 after 90 minutes, the final went into extra time.
Personally, I was absolutely knackered in the game. I couldn't pick my legs up. It was boiling hot, and we wore these jerseys. They were brand fire new jerseys, and they were so heavy. You couldn't breathe through them. And I felt absolutely shattered in that game.
Simpson. Lloyd. Hughes to Thompson. Highway. to Buck Wilson. George to Kennedy. Radford. Oh, it's going to be the equaliser! Yes, by Graham! And Liverpool relax. So what a terrible, terrible mistake. George, he scored! George has done it! George has done it! A tremendous shot! 6 minutes and George Graham has just turned somersaults. Arsenal have done the double and Mr. Burtonshaw even collapsed at the end. Tommy Smith the first to congratulate him. It's a tremendous feat by Arsenal after a fantastic cup final. Frank McClintock must have thought that for the 5th time he was going to be beaten. But it all came good in the end. And no wonder this great Scottish international is overcome.
Bob Wilson says, don't rush up and pick up the cup, savour it. I was so tired I could hardly get up those steps. I was absolutely gone. The Monday night, I felt everything I should feel. It was so emotional but great. I enjoyed it thoroughly. But the cup final went right over my head. I was seeing supporters' eyes and how unbelievable they felt, and I was smiling with them, but I was empty inside. I was a shell. I think I maybe just took too much out of myself.
And so Frank McClintock takes the FA Cup from the Duke of Kent. On Monday he took the League Championship trophy. Dr. Andrew Stephen congratulates him. A handshake from the Liverpool chairman. And so, yet another trophy goes Arsenal's way.
So 10 years after their rivals Tottenham, Arsenal became only the 2nd team this century to pull off the elusive double. In Europe, Chelsea won through to the Cup Winners' Cup final, where they faced mighty Real Madrid.
Number 8, Baldwin. Osgood. And he scored! Osgood has done it! So, London has won the League Championship, the FA Cup, and now the European Cup Winners' Cup.
And Leeds salvaged something from another season of bad breaks and divine retribution to beat Italian giants Juventus in the Fairs Cup. Billy Bremner gratefully accepted the trophy, but the rumblings were about what could or should have been. But it was the man in the middle who had the final say of the season in the home international between England and Northern Ireland, as officialdom again conspired against Georgie Best.
Banks being driven left, and was that a foul? The whistle hasn't gone back, and a foul given. Fascinating piece of football thinking by Best, and the referee, I feel, didn't actually see what happened. He seemed to have his back turned to the game.
One dodgy decision cost Northern Ireland the lead. Another was to cost them the match and the championship.
Okay. Oh, Lee for England. They've got a chance 3 against 2 here, but look at the bumpy pitch. Clark, he's not offside. They must score, surely. 1-0, and Northern Ireland, victims of their own pressure, appealing for offside. But that goal is going to stand for England with 10 minutes to go.
Well, that's it for this week. We'll leave you with the good old Gunners, worthy winners of the great double. And it couldn't have happened to a nicer bunch of lads. See you next week. Welcome to another football fiesta with Match of the 70s. This week we're going to take you back to the summer of '71. Arsenal had won the double, England were losing to India in the Test series, and Chirpy Chirpy Cheep Cheep was rocketing up the charts. And that was just the good news. Roll on the new season. Arsenal, league and cup holders, were rocked by the news that inspirational coach Don Howe was giving up football to manage West Brom. But were bolstered by the signing of World Cup winner Alan Ball. Leeds, the old enemy, was still very much fancied, having won the Fairs Cup in 1971, with their England international strike force of Alan Clark and Mick Jones looking lethal.
This is trouble. Clark. 1-0, is it? Yes. That was one. Jones. First of all, I think we've got...
And then there was Brian Clough, making his voice heard at Derby County.
One of the best in the club. Get in there. That's what I pay you for.
And who could ignore Malcolm Allison, Manchester City's new boss?
Get this, Al. Come on, you've got to win it early. When there's only 3 minutes left, you've got to win it early. Come on, you're too long coming to the ball, Tom. Come try and come to it quick. Quick, Joe, come to it quick.
On the opening day of the season, the double winners Arsenal took on the cup winners cup holders Chelsea.
Graham on the near post for the back header. McClintock is up there. So is Kennedy. McClintock! Bob Wilson. Kennedy. Story. Bradford. Kennedy moving to his left. One goal!
Manchester City were another team living up to their early season promise when they met Spurs.
Foul! Somerville clear. But only Davis up with him now. Lee, if he sees him just behind the attack. Somerville! Davis across with England. Hit the post and wins it. Jeffries, Lee.
Manchester United in second place took on Liverpool at Anfield.
Lindsay to Hughes, and he's unmarked. Callaghan. Yes! Deflected by Graham. So Neil. Best. Law, yes! And Law has done what he's so supremely good at. Always looking for that stuff around the box. Lloyd only set it up to Best. To Charlton. What a goal!
Sheffield United were the shot leaders in the league under the influence of an emerging star on the English scene, Tony Curry.
One of the best long ball passes probably I've ever seen. Scored a number of explosive goals as well.
Curry! Oh, he's got it! Tremendous header from Tony Curry.
He got into quite a number of England caps, a 15 to 20 range, whereas ability-wise, he should have been a lot more.
Here's Curry, and that's his first goal for England, and what a way to open your scoring career for your country.
Top team Sheffield United then met second place Manchester United.
Players are losing this ball in the sun, but it was Best who picked up that kid flick.
driven wide.
Never do a thing for a 20 blackbird sing along. Royal gifts they all will bring when you are a king. Everywhere you go.
Gowling and Kidd, he's not offside, but there's very little help yet. Gowling's just arrived.
Man United joined Leeds in being banned from playing at home after a knife-throwing incident at Old Trafford. United were forced to use Liverpool's Anfield, while Leeds travelled around various Yorkshire grounds to play their home fixtures. Finally, back at Old Trafford, United met Leeds.
Foul by Kidd. Just a little flash of temper from both players. The sort of thing that earned a booking at the start of the season. And Giles has taken the kick. Now Lorimer. Oh, yes! The sort of mistake no goalkeeper ever would want to make. Poor Alex Stepney.
Violence on the field was escalating, but a secret FA directive to referees instructing them to come down hard on the villains was having little effect.
There was a regular legs broken, you know. I mean, couple of legs broken every week, somewhere, because the boots were so heavy and it was so easily done and there was no protection like there is now.
It's my favourite game, cricket.
No, not mine.
No?
No, I like the straight left, the right hook, the uppercut.
Boxing.
Football.
If British football had its problems, English clubs in Europe discovered that the foreigners were devious with it.
And Calzio quite rightly booked.
Spurs striker Alan Gilzean revealed all in his Sunday People Guide to the Dirty Foreigner.
First half was Alan Gilzean.
The shirt pull.
Free kick against Rosato.
The time waster.
And Mallory telling Soliano to get away. The referee coming across.
The hair puller.